Kwaba Beam and Famra channel is so Hemena Sasso as I share on this wonderful platform. Yababe Din Kobo Kumasi Asante Kotoko takes a crucial away point. It was Samurai Boy, a crucial away point, and a Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And so Etimia Peki was Samurai Boy. Still, Kumasi Asante Kotoko is the only side in the Ghana Premier League where undefeated. Now, what she said the 70 baya, men share penalty now. Refuge editor Kumasi Asante Kotoko no. I've not watched that penalty. Me hear penalty no. But if I'm to take the Kotoko report here on their social media platform, that means it was outside the box and a referee edge penalty no. Yes, it was outside the box and a referee edge penalty no. You be din komo no ho. Ye wi ani din komo ewo eye Kumasi Asante Kotoko penalty omusu nya referee nanye. Ya din komo no ho na afi ya babe din komo de afa Kumasi Asante Kotoko team no proper na ya team ya din komo ni ye still Asante Kotoko team ni gina ye 20 points now 20 points and Kumasi Asante Kotoko enso team nya in the ongoing Ghana Premier League omo a game in hand omo team win this game on Wednesday against Baseke Holy Stars it will push Kotoko to 23 points omene Ediana and so bet many points in a nebia Kumasi Asante Kotoko and so etimi akoso and said the Americano mean who penalty no I wait till Kumasi Asante Kotoko be post highlight or more Facebook no more YouTube and so and then I'll make a proper assessment of that penalty incident but one that I can say one that I can tell say media in my estimation it was a penalty was Kotoko de no munyaye no yenko video no. Yes, in my own estimation, this was a penalty. This is the incident. Not forget about being a Kotoko fan or not being a Kotoko fan. How on earth any defender in his own box decide to go in for a tackle from behind? I just don't get it. On a banner saying and a defender in the box move decide say, let me go into a tackle and it's for a tackle from behind. So media mina midi ball na and in this case nyama na midi ball no. But mina kamidi ball na this was a clear penalty for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And kameje penalty na Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Into the share video here that's we na share video ni. To me it was a clear penalty. Ma mente wonka o comment section ni mo de. Ma mente wonka ba media mina mi gina ball na midi ball we ya. Kameje clear penalty na Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Because even that mentality from the defender, say me boxing, not tackling from behind. I am nim the course way in players need him. No crow. I am nim the course way in players need him. Because sometimes what would now where some of the decisions and how we see your money what nasi junior want a defender that would move ball player in your box and you go in for tackling from behind. And because our referees are weak in tea, they can't be giving this decisions. They can't be giving this decision. Said American, men share penalty now Kumasi Asante Kotoko nya no. Ejitia Kotoko no, but I want to wait and watch that penalty incident and menyesa penalty incident new year then I can make proper assessment because I'm share penalty we are one year. Now Asante Kotoko air reporting on their Facebook say the decision was outside the box and a referee penalty. That suggests to me say it wasn't a penalty. So I'm taking Kotoko's ayinu kwane diaye masama make tina make as a penalty margin ko hu na a penalty because Kotoko reported referee Adontera has awarded penalty for a foul outside the box. This was what Kotoko Facebook page, official Facebook page reported and this one I know say if you want to say I'm saying seven no can be on because on be fine Kumasi Asante Kotoko and on be charge Kumasi Asante Kotoko because they will say Kotoko can be a good referee who feel or something. But that was the report from Kumasi Asante Kotoko. You can go on the Kotoko Facebook page and check. But penalty never told no. Kotoko's unbeaten run was almost over. Yes, penalty never told no. Kotoko's unbeaten run was almost over. But they needed their number one. They needed their safe pair of hands to make sure say Oji Kumasi Asante Kotoko BM. And right after free national camp abano or the new vibe and or the new spirit and so Timia Kumasi Asante Kotoko team nim and Camara saved the penalty and it was a good save. More bien you never being say player now more penalty ni you. It was a good save from Camara. Looking at how our Camara sit here, how our Camara Jinaso, any will be from that fast, that quick. Etimia save that penalty. We should tell you that it wasn't an easy save. Let's put it on record. It wasn't an easy save. It was a difficult save, and Camara did. And I like the celebration of Camara or cheap penalty. No, I like the celebration, and it's something that is very sweet. So what you say is something that is very sweet. But you see, a day in a game night to me on my TV so. A day in a game night to me on my TV so. It's one question that Bibusame Hosa minya answers. The entire game night to me on my TV no so no. Bibusame Hosa minya answers. But if the Kotoko Kani and Crep said the penalty was outside the box, then you say a penalty, Yanko Buntia Kumasias and Kotoko there. That was a bad decision. Yes, that was a bad decision. And I've seen Kotoko fans omu praise Camara. That is sometimes how a CTO say Koya. They will come and praise you, and Koya, they will come and they will make sure say omu crucify you. Because Camara, he's been under a lot of attacks. Oh Kruma, me akra personally, Madini Hunkomo. Yes, I won't lie. Me akra personally, Madini Hunkomo. And it's something that Mania J say he's giving this vibe, he's giving this performance, and so Timo, and it's a good one. Yes, it's a good one. Still, Kotoko also unbeaten run intact. But you see, I like how Newman is equal. Now, man for Kotoko more big games, Kotoko more big games. But the truth of the matter is, the games Kotoko Bono are crucial in all aspects. The way I person Biano are crucial. I said Americano. Now, before this game, na Kotoko about 4 games. Ewa way. Before this game, na Kotoko about 4 games. Ewa way. And so 4 games na Kotoko abo ewa way no. Na Kotoko enso elusubi. Omo enconcede goal. And it's something that untwin kase airful, untwin kase emre. So what the American say? And the Venus Kotoko airport this season now omunya results no. Omunya results all last season. Let me take a Vision for instance. Kotoko lost to Vision last season away. Kotoko lost to Nation FC last season away. Kotoko drew at a Chelsea. Brekum. Kotoko drew at Accra against House of Folk. But in these 4 games that they've played this season, they drew at a Vision. They drew at Nation. They won at Brekum and they won at Accra. This venue last season, Kotoko ball draw 1-1. But a Teresa still Kotoko ewo mua or ya the when you play Vision away, a place you lost now Kobodra, it's not a bad result. Obo Nations FC, a place you lost last season now Kobodra and you're bad. Has of folks home on any day a tough game. We knew and you're bad. You won at Chelsea. These are venues that untimin kase Kotoko more opponent or minimbo nebo. You can't say that. All these are venues that Kotoko lost last season, said American. So if today ye didn't come up, now Kotoko akosa venues winning and still Kotoko unbeaten run ye in Tata. I think say Kotoko a boyjuma and coach Karim Ditu and the technical team juma they deserve their flowers. Yem for more flowers in Famomo where you set whatever you think Biano untiminka now on kase o more mabaso. Because I'm telling you like I'm saying it that if you look at the injury situations in Kotoko's camp, Kotoko injury situations can make someone's team. Kotoko's injury situations on a normal day can make someone's team. Let's put that on record. Kotoko injury situations is something that me I don't know why you prasa. Your medical staff no ye penny for no munye because the rate at which I am players ni prepra no mu pra mo sa channel me personally and at the biamekano I don't get it. If you look at Kotoko's team, our motive bench now, a bit me obi lineup. A bit my will be lineup. In the bit my will be lineup. That is to tell you, say, Kumasa and Kotoko air suffer when it comes to injuries. And look at the venues or Makwako bar. Still, or moye intact or mulusu game. That is where se ushe fria over Bokumasa and Kotoko team nabaso. Say or moye wonderful job. Me or me issues with some of the decisions I of course Kumasa and go to Kobo Kunim. But the truth of the matter is so ubi ya dia yemfa ne flowers emfa mano. Yes, ubi ya dia Yemfan Flowers, Mfamano. I just want you to know the Kotoko players are out injured. Where Kotoko injury list in here. Amisa, the young guy from the junior side, injured. A branch of friend Ensu, injured. Walid Nema injured. Saka Dauda injured. Saibu injured. Philip Amu injured. Emmanuel Entry, Onzo Pra, Seth Kwadjo Pra, Intim Manuel Pra, Isaac Minter Pra, Cheiba for Pra, Hamza Tadias, no, he's traveled. Kote Ensu recovery. So if you look at these players, Hamzata, that one they were two kwanya onya available. Na se need any prana you on the film. These are solid players that they can make someone's 11. Solid team. They can make someone's 11. Now I know say Kwame Poku was not part of the team. I don't know if it was because of medical issues or whatever. But Kwame too is out. I want to academy. Now his squad we are. Kotokoni elusu omuni na to the cold hands of injury. Na se omunti means see akan from Kotoko. Na Kotoko akọ Nations. Kotoko akọ Heart of Folk. Kotoko akọ Chelsea. Kotoko akọ Samurai Boy. Na still these away games in na still Kotoko lose here. Kotoko akọ bechem. Kotoko lose here. You can't say Kotoko more opponent omo ho odin. Yes, Kotoko a bold opponent omo ho odin, and still they are keeping their shape. And I think it's something that more coach Karim did to Abaso. I will want to listen to the match and so Bobia, the Nkomona na Odino. I will want to listen to it. Na me how if I can answer no. But no cre. Kumasi Asante Kotoko team there on that score. Looking at injuries at what camp and looking at games or mabo, how they are to manage themselves for goal training sessions, ammonia light training, and looking at how Musi Yenoma. Because I said in one of my previous videos, the month coming from October to November was going to be very tiring for Team FN Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And indeed, idea AC, because if you pick Kumasi Asante Kotoko team, no, and you see November, matches are Kotoko abo, please don't go ball now. Nasa still, Omugusu keep that performance, no. We always ask for more. We want and expect them to be doing more. But the truth of the matter is, if Duamuye Omanya Shanka Yemo Mabaso. Yes, Oya Kotokofana. Let me say this. If Omuye say ya no Maya Brim Crown Kawa, Yemo Mabaso, we expect them to do more for us. That one day, Obia no because they were expecting more. But looking at the situations, looking at Kotokonoma or Namu, anyhow, Anoma Chayama Kumasa Sanu Kotoko, and still they are the only team unbeaten currently in the Ghana Premier League. Dabi, if Umpe Ubiasamu or Yadia no Abonabaso, or time Kodua. No in America. Regardless, ye maybe ye what issues with how things are being managed, or Kumasi Asante Kotoko team and all that. No, still ye ntimi more about ni enkaso my idea for that job they are doing. It's a marvelous job, and I think Coach Karim Zito, Coach Prince, any Coach Hamzamo, ye more about so. Obi or ye part of the technical team, the IMC, ye more about so because. Senkomu anwini matches yanto anye de omo ye nanka ye di hu koma ka regardless how Kotoko struggle injuries and then fatigue ni ade no kayem fan spare wo mo. Yes, in kayem fan spare wo mo. So they've really done well, and I think a good one. Now the next thing is against the Basake Holy Stars. Then we will go there and we will see how things will go. Then we will come back and manage results against Tima. They are one team that almost bore more than in the Ghana Premier League, playing really, really well. But now you know and sweat me the CNE. The last time I'm about Kumas, I'm just share the best show mo near sign no the CNE. But let me place this on record. Namenka say Coach Karim Zito and the technical team no. They are really doing well. They deserve their flowers, their performance and everything because easy. They are always tampering with the squad. They are always making additions, subtractions, and other things. The last minute calls and other things, and still they are giving the results. And I think they are really doing well. For that wonderful job. I'm giving them their flowers today, and now I'm just giving them their flowers for the job they are doing. They are really, really doing well. But let's play this on record. We've heard the referee's manager condemning some incident at Jama Kumasi Asante Kotoko. I want him to run to that station that Odin come with me, my own boss, Maestro, Ewa Sempa. Debra that Odin Komoho se Kotoko. The last time Kotoko had penalty against the young apostles, we heard what he came out to say. I want him to start and doing that same interview and condemning Adontera from Monday Echo. Because the same energy that he used in telling a man sign, we are seeing in us say that penalty was not a penalty. No, me, ref Bia, and I say team Bia, one way or the other, benefit from refereeing decisions. So me, I'm a person that I am a referee who has some can be brave. But if you are able to run to the media, tell people say that was a penalty, that was not a penalty, we expect same. And the punishment, you need to give it to them. So I will be waiting patiently to hear what he's got to say. Because said I've not seen the Kotoko penalty that ye GTA womo. But Kotoko Facebook page no report to say the incident was outside the box and ye penalty. A branch of Camara stood in for Kumasi and Kotoko and made sure say o save penalty no. Big one to a branch of Camara for a lot of things he suffered. The kind of performance of them Kumasi and Kotoko. Kudos to him. But I want to hear the referee's manager. Opinion a friend Alex Cote, yes, he's the referee's manager. I want to hear from him. I want to hear the same thing because time to Aqua's ball was a clear penalty from where I sit. You can't tell me that this is not a penalty. You can't tell me that this is not a penalty. You can't tackle someone from behind, sir. Now I'm a penalty. That you can't do this. This is a career-threatening injury. From behind. You can't tell me that this is not a penalty. It's a penalty that semina midi bona meji. Yes, mina midi bona nka meji. But the referees no, babia referee jinai. So have video na, babia referee jinai. He should be able to know say this is a penalty. So video ni connect. Now where babia referee be jinai, babia referee jinai ni babia boy day. Ye matak we now say well hunti wa any penalty na mentiase. So what did they make no? You know the way animosity no. Frank Ampofo. Please, Kwame Poku came from the bench. Yes, Kwame Poku Bebobi. Yeah, Kwame Poku Bebobi. And Action 1, watching you live from East Legon. It's true, bro. Kotoko is doing well. And now we are fair. How things are managed in Kotoko, can you manage them? I'm not saying, say, make you manage the team, no. I'm not saying that. When you ask this question, one way, yeah, it will not be proper for your discussion. To what I say, I'm sure you've questioned the way people your money when you are not in their position and when you given the opportunity. Now I have my reasons of saying but that does not mean say they are not doing well. And I know interest that is not what I'm saying. Sometimes how I'm busy for your mano. So what I say, and now you have say they are not doing well. They are really doing well. Sometimes I have my own personal issues. That's why I use personal. So what the making I say? But anyway, thanks for your message and thanks for watching. That is the most important thing. So I know what subscribe to my prayer connect. Bibiano and sweat me. So Kumasi I know I born home and it's a good one. If you look at how I know my city now, I think say a yeah. Yes, I think say a yeah. Because now it's against Baseke Holy Stars. After Baseke Holy Stars, it's against Mediama. Your bomb Mediama we are probably we can get a year. Teams in EBM say relatively a war form because brandy a womb. Yeah, brandy untmin can say brain womb. Regardless how you see it, where you see it. So because excuses or whatever, brain womb, yen chroma no say to kwano and tesa bro for no. And if players ne boss said omusi bona, definitely bre. So what I say, but say Boba Seke we have Mediama Ofie, and then we travel to Hawaii and then Dreams. 11 Wonders, Bechem United, All Blacks. There's a real fresh round. No. So what I say. But if performance, I think say we are not far from right. Now we have one game in hand. Currently, we are fourth on the table with 20 points. Yes, we are fourth on the table with 20 points. And then the lead with 23. Heart of Lion Tosu Miru with 22. And the Mediama Tosu Ayamianza with 22. So if you are able to win against Baseke Holy Stars, we come a year on level with Team Friend a year Diana. And then you need a year Mediama Baby Bofi. We win against them, Nayeg Magabno, and so to medical. So I think that we are on track. Yes, we are on track. That is what we expect from your team, no. That is what we expect from your technical members, no. Madika say a non-negotiable going to Africa next season. That is how you learn and you gain experience. Okobo ba kuna betina fie for a year or two, one kobo be ma a issue. So Kobako work a you free, you go again, you learn one or two things. Now they call him Sikani and him, but that is where Kotoko belong. So what I say, you caught near caught. Now, boy, I'm a bibian and sweat my come on. Some of the comments and so eba mahu a year. I branch and Joseph appear. Ben, you are saying the right thing from a referee manager. Referee there, you bet tennis more becan. And a Frances a year Kujo. Yes, is doing well. Upgrade of last year. Yes, the Namekana. And a year Paul Apostle. You know the problem is they planned before the game because Kotoko was taking point, so they want to punish us. Okay, and also a win for our war. Sounds like David Kwanzaa. Good work, keep it up, bro. Kotoko is doing great job. They are setting agenda against Kotoko, but it won't work in Jesus' name. Amen. Obi our setting agenda. You can't set agenda against Kumasa and Kotoko. No kre. Born na Kotoko, born dear. If nyame boaye near yem players ni na yem players ni na so mo available na injuries be ani ho na ye bo na bibia mete bayra homa mu. I'm telling you for a fact we have a solid team and we can do well. Yes, we can do well. Looking at the game that Akano, ya bought 12 games power. And wait make I say ya bought 12 games now we in the first round apart from Mediama game no. From Babiame team, ya bought 12 games no every in the first round. I can't Mediama pay because this season we've played House of Folk. We've played Nations. We've played Heart of Lions. We've played Baby Gold Stars. You bought big matches in the first round. And still, if Kotoko lose game, that is to tell you Kotoko yejuma. Because, say you bought the defending champions of last season. You bought runners up of last season. So what I say, any two also third. Okay. You bought the two also fourth. You bought Venus and a Bray and Sunny at me match. Who na ya quack of our results. And still, we are yet to lose a game. Dabi, you can't say Kotoko nyejuma. And in all, we have one game in hand. You still 11 goals, I consider 4 goals. And you're bad. Looking at Nyoma Yenamu, Yen striker Eko, any Dons will not finding his feet with team in him. Not this game goes with Yashe, and we are still getting points. I think that nobody can sit anywhere and say, Coach Karim did to any boys, they are not performing. Me, so I won't perform here. I'll be the first person to come and say. Yes, I'll be the first person to come and see. But I think that with what they are doing currently, Kotoko mpani 4 years, and Yemo Mabaso, they need and they deserve their flowers. Yes, they deserve it. Referees now listen to radio before the game. So if they give you penalty next match, they will take one against you. And no a Paul Apostle. If that is the case, they running young football no krumha. And no more could international matches because anyone nyadi. Because said American, oh dear. Maybe I'm a Kotoko fan, so may a bit biased. But oh dear. We a neutral person out here. Just look at this. The incident we. But you're not referee. Me honey me issue. Sometimes I am not me pardon referees no with me judgment how I'm seeing my day because I believe say I'm take a decision with split second here. There be a minute many timer. My share video na heavy do not. Sometimes I am not me person me blame you too much. But Babi Ojinano, he should be able to know say boy a foul. How on earth na defender in the A team was decide to go for tackling from behind? That is one aspect mentias here. And only aspect I mentias because this tackle no a career threatening tackle from a chile. Look at how Pyramid Waka 12 from. Just look at how Pyramid Waka at 12 from. So you can't do that. In the media, I think say your reference no say Sano man be there Tina yenya match papa bi ani no. Tina umunya match papa bia no any no because these things that they are doing are bad. Yes, these things that they are doing are very bad. And if they want to be up there, no more coming no more yeah. These kind of decisions, take it here. Elsewhere, referee bet match penalties 5. If the penalty is 5, now could tiawa. Omun can't tell say penalty near Jebako and I want to go home into a penalty. That is not how they do their job. And that makes you a good referee. Standing on your grounds regardless where you stand. Yes, udina na so ka say me call me refereeing course we a penalty regardless ba bia me gina maje. Sometimes your referees ne there omuma yenya adwuma ye wu omuma adwuma no and so I tin the bone. Tina make us say the beer that they will be here. But ne wabe ko to join in piano. No abon pay da Camara because say you lose you game now a Camara. Just look at this. I just want you to look at this. Penalty no men mo be ant never being as a penalty here. Penalty be a player now money you. Yenim Camara tinting away. So for Camara to go down that early and that swift, now one save penalty, you know. I'm telling you for a fact, it was a good save. Now a good save, I mean, let me put it on record. That is a good save. I won't take anything away from Camara. Na be asem be why say and a player now more penalty ni and a player now this one the player took the penalty well. All credit to the goalkeeper. All credit to the goalkeeper. Just watch the video. Share video ni ye. Penalty maybe or save penalty. That is a good save. All credit to Camara. I will take nothing away from him. All credit to him. So what is here? So this is how it's supposed to be. Paul Apostle. I wash a look. Straight penalty. Can't believe this. So if not in the penalty box, will the referee not whistle for foul and yellow card? That is their problem. Oh. That is their problem. Young referees need here. Me, there be or more issues. Is the more reason why Omuntimi Emmanuel. But sometimes you come to blame them too much because the kind of situations and how I normal city, but minimum be a referee don't tell free. But you travel to Samra boy now acquire so incentive no. It bet me a come there the or one S or yawadia. And the Biamica may say I've been at venues where my a team manager on a ref in the num, ref in it to be no tia, ref in it trade and no tia, ref in it tones no tia. And I say this with all the authority that Obias had the Remawa. One way you could jina park, 20 penny yamwa, Oba Buano. Ebia, it's not about magic scan, I be you, but or bar crum hono. Nye swag team ne diamano. Anyhow, a team necessify ya diamano. Now, one way ya, he will be tempted, say, only be from what team no. And I've always been campaigning against that. Say, very bad. Referees will go to matches. And you can't crash it home team ni huomo. When they are fully prepared, or bano, ebia or basam raboy, or bakumase, or kwakra, or kubrikum, or kwahi. We're booking the hotel from because I have an appointment in about Wednesday. Into Obia and Semekoha. And think a referee a year, ye more musika ye to muka ya. All corner were booking a hotel when you baby okon to any referee no say team ni behuna pre-match no waba. But radio mukwa omni team managers ne nam, omni supporters ne nam. And ye who almost wo, omni nam chromo, you who mo into omni nam ho, into head the way and was on no movie one baby nafaka. In Diana sometimes they fear for their life, and one, or my bone, and two. And I know music asem and so form and three. These are the three major things that Ghana referees. Or my bone and one. And now I am not almost through and near number two. And I knew my mom or more venues and also number three. Is the more reason why Omba game on this answer who I know bedino. I'm telling you. That is the gospel truth. Venus Biblioha Makwa, Mahuse Bia say CEO of the team. And I said, Match commissioner crab GB. Match commissioner Timben in Namho. Do be D, do be num. BBO. They are things that I can. They are things that I. Can young referees no say answer said yes here nyoma na say ya na ebe yo omo call venues omo teams na ne omo nam team managers na ne omo nam CEOs na ne omo nam ye towe no omo tua ye towe no omo tua. I'm telling you nothing will change from your local league no, nothing will change because omo ni omo nam no there saa na beba wo omo ne omo nam no obi to nsuo cap ma ba akokra na se sachet water ba akokra ma wa ya ade wo nti se won hwe ya akoma akiri mu a saa adwene hye utima definitely obe bo ani pakro. So I think say yen Ghana Football Association, they know what to do, and sometimes when the anema asem ne yem wanwa na medwene ho amente hu ma de kro yen football no the see here ma Keto Kreku currently a president for Ghana Football Association no the see here no now referees a center stage like on an center of a lot of things is here and as exposure ni see here e ma coaching and free e ya kunya no so no it was about referees. So omo de komo ba no I expected them to take referees like to their heart. They will take care of the referees, so they make sure say the referees will bring sanity into our game. But omo buy any crowd there. I na asem na say omo timi call months, omo timi call seasons. Na be bia I say omo timi call months, omo timi call na be bia say. So what you say? Because the omo ye no, yes, Paul Apostle or say our league is neglected for the past 10 years. FA is focused on Black Stars, especially now we are going for the World Cup. And they no correct say league no, so omo travel call venues are omo nya per diem. But Black Stars, when you follow Black Stars to a place, or per diem. So all their focus bibiano is about the Black Stars because and a cash car we and a stamp ball passport money ade. So what you say? So we focus now to the upper way. Say Black Stars Batan one. The dead ESCO members of Monyashi Ukrumaka, you see them working because a country bano kushim a habano of fawa when him said the ya be back. And the more reason why we are suffering. But so league, you know, yes, oh yeah, Juma, oh yeah, president, oh boy, Juma, baby, ye can't near Casa, oh yeah, Juma from Uligi Kahon, Ulig, you know, a Kahon. So if you are not able to make sure say your league is in good standing, I don't think you are doing a good job. But Romo the aim is a league, you know, the inform league, you know, inform. But another thing that I want us to talk about, that Adena Omoye with that broadcast issue, no. Sadena Omoye with broadcast issue, no, is something that SCA can want to move because immediately a referee. And him said the game is not coming live on TV. They have the infantry to misbehave. Yes. Even when the game is on TV, they misbehave. Not TV nima TV so. Game nima TV so. So that at the end now, the game ni be TV so. Games ni be ma TV so. Now referees him say game way ma TV so. No. He give them a lot of room to misbehave. And I think that it's something that doesn't happen for him. Yes. Because your games be hard. Clearly you could see that this game there issues be wom, so let me be on guard. But EMF, you know, they don't even care. No crow, they don't even care. And the earlier they stop that, the better for you na. The earlier they stop the better for you because the things they do and how they are managing your league, you know, is the more reason why your league is suffer. Is the more reason why a league, you know, is so far. So they need to put a stop to that. Make sure, say, they are running the league the way it's supposed to be. The attention and the dedication, the blasters, no, they need to be giving same to your league, you know, and that will even help young boys, you know. But no, for them, no, they won't do. They won't do. They won't do. For you to know, say, Kotoko, yeah, Juma this season, you know, Kotoko about 5 away games. TNA. Because they about 5 away games, concede goal. And the venues are venues that enyemre. Because they about Chelsea, because they concede goal. Because they about Haas, one concede goal. Because they about Nations, one concede goal. Because they about Vichy, one concede goal. Because they about Samatex, one concede goal. 5 away games this season, because they concede goal. You can't tell me say this team is not performing. I won't take that from anybody. Paul Apostle, they just bring fixtures and wait for end of 90 minutes to post league table. Where did you see ESCO members attending? Obi ESCO member Timikas or Nigeria movie or no bet me. Ye serious as an konka. Ye serious as any pano. Konka. It is an here. It is an here. Young crow for a day, omonye serious. omunye serious, and the more they are not being serious, the more in league, you know, get it down on it needs. That is the gospel truth. Yen kind of crunch down for me and say down for grow. Kotoko is doing well. Kotoko is doing well. Do your Kotoko fan now? So if the team is not performing, I beg to differ. Yes, I beg to differ, because these venues are not venues, they are ordinary venues. These are venues that teams score more bread. Let me use Samates and some form of any example. Say Samates at home, they are also performing. Before the start of the game, the live video I did, some can watch them. They are performing. When they come to home matches, or more performing. 6 games that they've played with or more winning 4. Before Kotoko's game, no more winning 4 about draw back. So, or more 6 games with winning 4 about draw 2. And with that, they've scored 7 goals and conceded 2. So they are also performing with fear. And a Kotoko also performing away. And a Kotoko no could see any and Kotoko the side results in never fear. We are Kotoko fan now to fear now, yeah, and a team name performing, and then a team name, and then a team name. I beg to differ. You are definitely not following the league. The league nechi. Unsupported Kotoko. Necessarily all supported. That is the gospel truth. As Samuel, brother, I am watching you live from Germany. Inbox me your number, please. Oh, my number. My number then a dash screen and you know. But I'm found 2 comment section in your why? Now you need come. Then I'm that 2 comment section in 0560-855-4455. Why? Asamoah. Contact me and near Dinkomo. Anytime Mediama SC play their league match before Kotoko SC play their either home or away, it's always difficult. I think it's you've also monitored and you've also seen how our normal city here. And God bless you for that observation. Yes, God bless you for that observation. Charles Doe. God bless you for that observation. You see, in some people who say, "Oh, can be me a Camara de achi." A man for a catcher will say, "Eh, be out pekasa." But no cross them they say, "Yen team, yen league in the room no." Kotoko is always some sort of a team that I say, "Ye man won't train be." I just don't understand. It's always like that. Oh, it's always like that. It's always like that. Even from the team, Sako continue a winning team. Say true Republicans as a here for no. Sako to continue. A year sergeant for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Kotini team. And I am a boy more into history. No, some winning. Into Kotoko, it's been a team that always Kotoko who he kakra. As a Kotoko, that sort of as a or time be because of how a man for support coming how Kotoko pride in and say we are this, we are that. But nobody is saying you to don't pride yourself into a team. That is the issue that we have. The Kotoko fans, they pride themselves. Say, I'm a Kotoko fan. My team is fabulous. My team is what? These are the things that the Kotoko fans can. I am not maybe a man for a time Kotoko nekakra, but that is the gospel truth. That is the gospel truth. Even the Nigerians feel say no, saying team no is the biggest team in Ghana. Regardless, you know, we are the biggest team in Ghana. That is the gospel truth. But me, dear, I'm pleading, and me, I will start writing petitions and other things. Yes. I will start writing petitions and other stuff. I have to write to Krura. I will need to write to Krura. Nayem Pekotoko say 15,000 capacity stadium Kra Kotoko penny there. Because say Kotoko wo sad there ne dia. Yes, yen Venus no be ma because to say na no other Kotoko ne young apostles Kotoko nya yes say 41,000 42,000 Kotoko the be 15,000 I say 13,000 ekofi. That is uncalled for. That is not making sense to me. Let me put it that way. That's not making sense to me. So I think say I'll need to petition penny for. There be supporters need na ye Chairman Solomon yes I dey in fama ye why mon nyam na mudi say mon mudi and me petitions Chairman Solomon a petition Chairman Sola no amana tom penny for because that is something that we need to do. Paul about say same happened last year with Baby. If it was fair play, we could have won the league. No, Samuel Kwajobuatin, please, it's got to complain today. Kotoko aboy Sammy. Sam Tuga, Kotoko aboy, Kotoko ne samates ne boy that's our omoje penalty tia Kotoko Camara save. Tiani Jaba. And one year ha yidi ho aboboy. So what I say. If I comment bra na you intimidating komono na bibia kama. Unfortunately, obi antimi anwini Kotoko jesi no. Yeah, obi antimi anwini. And a hard you. But Isaac Kudo na J first one now, Bernard GH yen predict and win. Isaac Kudo energy. So what you say? Or no energy or predict that Kotoko be winning what Chelsea na Kotoko winning in Jesse man. But if if you want to be to me NGB, we are hoping say be able to my Kama. And Oko a summer boy fans no mo call hono. Or many players na dia hwea bompa. Ma me ma videos ni bi hwɛ. Enu antia na ye buy. Na ye buy more behind the scenes ne kakra hwɛ. Na amount no ma hwɛ ntimi kɔ. Na ma videos ni bi ahwɛ. Na ma videos ni bi ahwɛ sesie na wahu say supporters ne ko support you. And that is what we want to do. So what you say? Ansu skipper. Why de no me de na wo se me nya agimi ya na. Sometimes mo ba wo hu. Mo ma ye hu say mo frifia ya tete mo wo hu. Na dwumade ni nye fefe so what you say? Oba obi ani watem nti uba na obedi atem sa na no mo ye hu efia ofrim enye no we've decided not to insult obia because if we are say do obia be ye bia no e ma hu ba bi ofri ba so wo hu nti say oba ye sa anima na mi sa tema be di me ne sa anima no it's not something that ebe ha me dabi matwam wo ho to what you say nti ubedi matem a enya de ebe ha me so wo hu but the make to ne say ubeye ese no obi ahu ba bia ofri no obi ahu say afie na ofri mu no e bia ya truth wantie yes e bia ya truth wantie but sometimes oba na why no ma ye no obi ahu say ba bia afri no ye truth kura na wantie a oba abonte no wasunya bibi de afri mu why aya amonye ne sa na enye fe that is what a man hu say e wi ase na ede nti ye de oba e bedi atema ye ni watem bi o dabi a ye ni adaje kura e bedi watem dabi aya atem de nkwala na bedi atem. Me work on a video that memwahwe me say fans na ni age performance na boys ne koda na di no honen aye ani gie ewo eye Camara boy ma hu say Patrick Asiedu ne se ne fans o se den o mo gi o mani pa ma me ma video ni bi hwe na entimi wi peye kama pa na enye kama tu ba na do de ato comment section nim na say ye didi nkomo na ti Patrick Asiedu no ye otimu say one fans no dia see ani twetwa pictures ni ade say ya na ye pe o wini match a untimi kura nkofro bass no because the supporters will make you feel say why you adwuma de amaye and that is what aya na edi hu nkomo ndi no we ye Patrick Asiedu ana hu said no masiti Paul post Memphis no ye de eze de no mo bi wo ha ye twam wo ho dabi Samuel Kwadwobo atem bro don't mind him keep giving us update and there men ha ho ye twam wo ho say obi abedi atem social media na ya fa to ye ho say ye ya dabi we don't do that anymore dabi sand man crowd ye twam so what ya say ya twam ti no ye nto aso na ye ni ye nkomo nti say na manu gu asem so America no we ye Kotoko fan try to know and appreciate what the boys are doing. That is as America achiro. Try to appreciate what the team is doing because their team ni namu anybody a team ni free ba any the team ne ye no you can't say mo mabaso do akana maka kra bi wo home games no ho yes in home games no akana maka kra bi wo ho because we will need to be winning in home games and win convincingly. When we start doing that I'm sure say you betimi adwane kra kwama league ni be bodu be 2018 na se Kotoko agi league na ma ne mo ni na ye fefefe nti in league games ne de in home games no I think say we need to do something about it. No man ketua bi ene ye se ye de fa ho na ye wini matches no because your away performance na ye solid. 5 games were away 5 games were away ye consider go back okra it's a good one. Ye more coach can to need players na so IMC the supporters that debiara da omoko eko support you. I think say we need to make sure say bibiano and so eko na bibia tima kama. I think say it's something that say koye referees manager na maka he needs to come out no make us we no enya de dama hu say eye chama hu ayibi say as a chairman solo for immediate release bi as den. I think say ma menkin kan mu and it's about referees manager let's quote nti ma me ma update chairman solo din komo e de fa referees manager no ho nti yan hwe na bibia no enka kama pa Ansu skipper you should talk as a journalist more than a supporter. We are doing I'm a journalist, no two ways about that. I supported Kotoko from my infant. Me supported Kotoko na me yakwala. My father is a Kotoko supporter, my mother a Kotoko supporter. Inti me ye me juma as journalist Kotoko ye boni ameka, but if I'm talking I take pride in saying say me a Kotoko supporter. Watem di die it won't get to me. Oh, what is that? I know my way now. At this point, ebe hami. Oh, Bema, any wo point chow. Debbie. We don't do that here. Why? You know, yeah, fire home. So my who for immediate release be expression of displeasure and no you from the camp of Chairman Solo Asante Kotoko supporters a chairman and all this a dear we and sweat me babonti and me baby redeem and sweat media channel. So oba na wa follow wa subscribe to the channel na new money na time we pay oh I atem the dear ansu be can asem foforo why oba be can asem foforo ba atem the dear and kan kete kra baby adri we did atem dabi yemfa ho no pe bia betimi adi mame pe Chairman Solo release no na ni Chairman Solo release ni mu nkomo yes nsem na ne ye kana I me say Chairman Solo e de nyoma babonten and I say e hwe na edi mu nkomo. That is what we want from your supporters chairman. So no man ko yi a now do na si form no aka bi ne ehun se Kotoko no timi take it for granted. That is how it's supposed to be. To Chairman Solo me de wo de ne betum sisi ai nti Chairman Solo asem no de ato abonten no me ba be biebiem na marking kan mu na ye ni na yenso yatimi ehun nsem a Chairman Solo ka say Chairman Solo is not happy with referees manager Alex Cote and the new man na oye no nti ye ba be dwetem ye ba be biebiem na say ye din common enso yatimi de free o ba me sere wo a wo ba no subscribe ya mame and the hear me pa subscribe to the channel. This is how we do it. So what I say ya na ye no platform we so into ubana de ye no nye ho a you can save your data by living honorably. So what I say oh ubetima ko ba bi o makasa say journalist Chairman Solo den sama tudwa nti eni Chairman Solo nsani mu nkomo na ye wi a ye hwe de wi anoma no enso sitie na Chairman Solo o say for immediate release expression of displeasure eno from Chairman Solo. Mame Paul Apostle say please our team should be careful of our security. We shouldn't allow players always to mingle with supporters without proper security in place. We should learn from Pauline's incident. Me bra, me know ya adwin pa, me know ya adwin. For immediate release, expression of displeasure. I have received with deep shock and disappointment the increasingly troubling posture of the referees manager, Mr. Alex Cote, towards referees assigned to officiate Asante Kotoko matches. Supporters of Asante Kotoko SC are genuinely concerned that Mr. Cote appears most vocal only when matters concern our club arise. His constant public commentary, particularly through radio discussions, creates an atmosphere of undue security specifically targeted at referees who handle Kotoko fixtures. Such behavior does not only raise questions about fairness but also risk placing unnecessary psychological pressure on match officials. This environment should influence their confidence and decision making, ultimately affecting the quality of officiating. No referee should feel compelled to perform in a manner that appeals external voices rather than uphold the integrity of the game. This was overly conspicuous in today's game against FC Samates at the Centre Sports Arena. One could tell that psychologically the match officials were careful not to commit themselves to any malicious criticisms. It's difficult to comprehend why the referees manager consistently chooses the airwaves as the conduct to criticize and cast unmerited aspirations on referees following matches involving Asante Kotoko. This pattern is worrying, unprofessional, and potentially damaging to the spirit of fair competition. I therefore respectfully call on the Ghana Football Association and the Referees Appointment Committee to take a thorough and impartial look into the conduct and public posting of Mr. Alex Cote. It is essential that confidence in our officiating system is protected and that no club, referee, or stakeholder is subject to undue influence or public disparagement. Yours in sport, Solomon Ofosuware, Chairman, National Supporters Council. This is prudent. This is what we want to hear. These are the things we expect from Yempani for. Yes, this one is a good one. The Chairman Solo, thumbs up. Say yani epe, say yani epe samo yen yomano. adeɛ bi kɔ so na enya momfa mmara bonten yen trumpet na mpanimfo nten ba we dia mesrew ma referee me kasa nwie so kasa we hu wie so kasa Kotoko penalty na penalty ebi o mo penalty na nya penalty man nkasa nwie o kasa wie na afimo mo na gya kasa because some of the things I know okeka no aya na mente ase yes some of the things I am here no aya na mente ase ba me de maka this season Kotoko ye adwuma Kotoko ball mo the game they played away are still they are yet to lose a game, they are yet to concede a goal. Untimi nka nkyerɛ m sɛ Kotoko team no they are not performing, they are really performing, and I think say I like how things are going. We should just give them the support. We should just tell them say they can do it. So what you are saying, and so why it is by force to listen to him. Here's Kotoko channel period. Any men how who cram out in your you see sometimes say I make can send you higher na who here but Chairman Solaya there that release that Chairman Solaya Babonten me personally maniaje home. Yes, I'm very happy. That is how it's supposed to be. Yen can no crunch down for me and say down for agro because definitely the referees will want not to do mistakes so that be able to come home some. So they need to be gentle, massaging Yoma, Nabibian and sweat me I Camara to a It is our pepiness here. You know, sadness here. Ghana young football no, is supposed to unite us. It's supposed to be on fair playgrounds. And you can say you be at DB or yet to please be. But always, so the can referees no same and no me say and no me say and no me say sometimes and then some no actually cry. And I think say people should be told what is supposed to be heard. And I think say you more Chairman Sulaba so me maka oya de ya meka oya de ya meka. So that is how I see it. You more matches ne so. Oh, results ne more results ne so na yen sorry na yen come ran sanfa the other part ne famra. Yes. Yeda Kotoko da fort. So Kotoko da fort. You know, a good news. We have one game in hand against Basake Holy Stars on Wednesday. It me we need our game no pay. You been 23 points. You need a na binya points pay. Na chess have a league no. You na ya be gina ba bi baako. Na ye boko. Wo abeyire ho abo matches. Wo abeyire ho win matches no. Na say waji league na de kofie. Na ye fefefe and ye behwe say ye Kotoko no betimi agire o ho a no magye. Na say bibia no enso etimi akoso fe na say na results no akoso we ne aduana hye miensa ema eye brekum Chelsea eteka no baako afi samo boadu breo ai hoho United hye baako my 11 wonders enso hye baako Nation FC hye mienu ema Bebiani Gold Stars enso entimi anti be. This is a sweet victory for coach Efren Paul Manson because Oba Nations in na winning the first win. And I was a winner and a former club or Pamon. I think say a good win. Some at the time, she must not go and she be Vision Sheminu, my Heart of Lions, Sheminu, Young Apostles, and she be Emma has to folk, and so Anthony and she be Dream Self City Fear, Emma a year all blast, because show me coming and son, and one Timu, and so Emu to Sap Pepe, in the city and Medimun Seminole, and so at the air to him. Tino, my young fudge mud in Sia, oh, Yabasa Banaya Baby Dinkomono. Na bibia timi aye kama so this is a Kotoko channel tuba na de ye no e interest wa respectfully honorably then you leave for us na bibia and so etimi aye kama. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. You best share BML platform so some other time. Macrao.